am fired up. I have something on my mind, and I really know that this is going to help a lot of you all. Take your time and focus on the exact thing you need to focus on to get you to whatever your next level is. Here are some questions for you. What do you want? Why do you want it? And why would you let anything get in the way, or anyone get in the way of you getting that desired result, that person, that marriage, that business, whatever it is, okay? And see, and I'm asking this question for a reason, because a lot of us will throw around this statement. You know, whenever you can try to do something, life just happens. You know, something always wants to get in the way and prevent you from obtaining whatever that goal is. And honestly, that's not the truth. I mean, really think about it. When you set your mind and your heart on something, something wonderful happened. Something so positive happened that it gave you motivation to start pursuing that thing. You feel me? I mean, really think about that. I mean, that statement enough is a reason enough for you to pause. So I'm going to bring it back. What do you want? I don't care. It could be a good marriage, a business, a non-for-profit, a ministry, a car, purchasing a home, whatever. What do you want? Why do you want it? And why would you let anything or anybody get in your way and stop you from obtaining it? How many times have you been in pursuit of something and you quit? You stopped because it must not have been meant to be, because that one thing happened to make you say, bad timing, the devil in the way, God must not want this for me, stuff never works out for me, whatever it is that you usually say. Look, take your time and really think. Whenever you want something, the SHI doesn't hit the fan. Usually a series of signs occur to let you know that you're doing what you're meant to do. You're going after what you were meant to have. And that energy goes up and we go into pursuit. And if anything comes in our way, we say, it don't make no difference. This is mine. I'm going to get it. And we feel like so many positive signs came to show us that we're supposed to have it, that it must be. So why is it when that one thing, and maybe it's two or three things, happen, why do we quit? Okay, to put it in a stronger context, let me share an experience with you. My husband and I had a very simple, beautiful, but simple marriage in his mother's basement. We said we weren't going to spend a lot of money because we knew we wanted a nice house, okay? We wanted the money to be there to go for the down payment. We grown, okay? We prepared. So after we got married, we started looking. We found an awesome real estate agent, and we also, in a very short time frame after contacting Miss Shirley, we found the house. And when I tell you everything went our way. We were the first to get that offer in. It was easy for us to come to terms of an agreement. When we got the house inspected, everything was wonderful. When we went to the lender, excuse me, we already had our stuff together. We went there and the lender was like, okay, well, we're going to see if it works out. But went in, put our numbers in the system. It was already showing a pre-approval. We had bank statements and the IRS forms and accounts. You know, we had everything to make it a complete file. And it was all going perfect. You know how lenders are, though. If you've bought a house, they would say, well, we need this, we need that. You know, they needed a couple of little things. No big deal. We gave them everything that they needed. Week 1, week 2, we flying. This is awesome. And we bought our house in a time when the market was stupid crazy because they were still trying to recover from all of the stuff with the housing crash. All of a sudden, week 3, literally the day before Thanksgiving, we received a phone call saying, we're sorry. But we want to make sure that we go ahead and close this thing out so you can get your earnest money back. We're going to have to deny the loan. Why? And honestly, the reason that the woman gave, it was malarkey. Okay, that's my word I'm using. It was malarkey. Okay, and I remember receiving that call, and I remember sitting there. I was at home, and I'm just busting into tears. And I'm one of them proactive people, y'all, okay? I literally talk what I do. People that know me, they know that I do. I walk it before I see it, okay? So, I mean, my whole living room is full of everything that is a non-essential for survival. The house is packed because I know that we are going to move. Could you imagine how that shook my faith? And for somebody to just call in such a, we're not going to do the loan. And I remember sitting there, but my spirit was still saying, this is supposed to be our house. We're supposed to get this. This doesn't make sense. And I'm looking at the time, and we are already on a month to month, and I don't want to pay this leasing office, this company, an extra $200 on top of this doggone rent. It would be so nice to move. And if I would have allowed the illusion, people, you guys got to understand when life happens, illusions are occurring, okay? It's like your subconscious is playing tricks on you. The illusion was right there in my face to discourage me. And I was going to take I was going to let that thing fully absorb me. I was going to fall back. And then I got a phone call from my agent. I'm glad that I had the agent that I did because she was like an angel. And she was like, I don't know how this is going to work out, August. I know some other people. I'm going to make some phone calls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you know that you're going to get that house. You know that it's going to work out. Because of everything that happened, could you imagine the sellers? They could have easily said, okay, well, you know what? We're not going back and forth with this thing with you guys. It looks like, this is, we can just go to the next contract. The house, you guys, was gorgeous. It was beautiful. It was going for like a stellar rate at that time. But they said, you know what? Because they liked our agent, we're going to give you a second to figure this thing out. So to skip past all of the details of the story, bottom line is my agent called another woman who happened to know the man that was the CEO of the company that we were buying the house for. And the woman, after she told the agent what happened, she called me. She said, look, you have one or two things you can do. Because they just dropped the ball like that, I understand why you might want to move your business. But be patient. Let me make a phone call. Why don't you let me talk to this other company? I know the man. Let me see if I can find out some answers for you, and you still go with the company. Now, follow me, y'all. Now, when we don't get good service, when things ain't going right, what's one of the first things we do? We snap. And we don't want to work with certain people, and we don't want to do certain things, and we need to let them go, and we don't need to be bothered with them. So you know me, I'm all like this. No, man, you don't even have to worry about that, honestly. How about we just pull all the docs and the information, transfer it to you. I know it's going to put maybe 5 or 7 days on the process for the closing date. It's going to shift. But when you give me bad service, then I don't want to do anything with that company because I don't want them to get any money off of me. If I ask you to make me, matter of fact, I remember I said this exact example. I was like, if I ask you to make me a cheeseburger with no ketchup, and then you bring me one with ketchup, and I bring it to your attention, and you just take the burger and you scrape off the ketchup and give it back to me, you don't deserve my service and you don't deserve my money. And so that's where I went, and that's how I felt. Now, everybody's on their own plane spiritually. I personally am a Christian. And I remember after I hung up the phone with her, I heard a voice say, but what did I say? Whoa. And I paused. And I was like, okay. I immediately ended up calling the woman back, and I'm like, you know what? I know I was a little rash with everything I said before. In my core, that's what I do really believe. But you know what? Make the phone call. See what you can make happen. What's most important right here is that this transaction goes as smooth as possible and we get what it is that we want. We're not going to miss the opportunity to get this house. And she made a phone call. And to make a long story short, we got a phone call. And they said, hey, we had to twerk one little thing. Can you do this? If you can do this, we'll go ahead and close the loan. And it was doable. So we did it. And we got the house. Yay. But we wouldn't have gotten the house if we got distracted by the chaos. Look, people, I'm sorry. If you've gotten the signs, not the emotional BS to justify something, when certain things have went a certain way and showed you, this is your mission, this is your cause, this is the nonprofit organization that you were supposed to start, and this is why. Yes, this is the entrepreneurial endeavor that you were supposed to begin, and this is why. This is the people, whatever it is, when the facts are there, you roll with it, and you let nothing get in your way. And sometimes when all of the little BS is happening around you, you think the BS is trying to get in your way, but really what's getting in your way of success is you. Because if I would have made the wrong decision, as justifiable as it seemed, if I didn't keep my eyes on the prize, if I kept my eyes on the problems, I wouldn't have seen that I was about to make a decision. And by the time I would have been switching docs and trying to go through another company, we probably would have missed out on getting that house, period. And that house served us well. That's why we were able to sell it just like that when we were getting ready to change yet our lives again to move to go to Houston, Texas. When you know that you're supposed to do something, you let nothing and no one, including yourself, get in the way of obtaining what you're supposed to have. If it started off right and God, life, whatever your thing is, put his signature on it that it was meant to be, it was meant to be. And this stuff was so chaotic, you all. You really got to get this. Not only did we get the house, but because of the way the company handled the issue, and there were some customer service issues as well, but they were just like, whatever. I didn't perceive it as being something that was going to stop us from getting the house. The people had to work during the holiday. They had to work their whole Thanksgiving vacation in order to get the loan done. And in a time when getting a house was very difficult, we closed the loan on December the 1st that we contracted out on November the 1st, when people were taking a significant amount of time. So what could be changing in your life? What could be going to the next level in your life? If you say, I'm going to defy the odds, I'm going to defy the illusions. Because here's the reality. Illusions aren't real. What do I mean by that? Look, whether you're Christian or not, you're going to feel me when I break this down to you. But I'm always putting a little extra something on there almost all the time. I say, this for my Christian believers, But think about this. Even if you're not a Christian, whatever, spiritual walk you take, you have similar principles. Well, in the Christian religion, the Bible says that Jesus rose with all power. So all means all. So if Jesus rose with all power, then can somebody help me understand what power does the enemy have? He only has the power of illusion. And illusion sets up your mind to be afraid. And when you're afraid, you don't move. And then you say, oh my God, I guess God didn't want this for me. Look at the devil getting in the way again. Yeah, whatever. No, it don't work like that. That's why the Bible also says in Corinthians that the weapons of our warfare, they're not carnal. They're spiritual. They're mighty. They're through God to pull down strongholds, to cast down imaginations, because it's in your mind. If you choose to defy the odds, then you will take all of those thoughts and take action that will put you in a position that once you get what you want, you'll be looking behind you like, that was not even real. I'll give you another example. I remember working with somebody with a vehicle, and they were trying to refinance stuff. They trying to get their money and stuff in order, and I'm trying to give them advice on how to get their stuff together. And they was like, well, I feel like I got shafted by this company anyway, and I paid for, this warranty on the vehicle, and I should just cancel it because I heard that I could get a prorated amount back, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, okay, calm down. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because some people, you did get duped and you didn't need to get all that coverage. But because I was on the outside looking in, I was able to speak to the individual, and I was like, pause. Don't do anything rash, because see, you're letting your emotions make a decision for you. And if your emotions are making the decision, you are 100% guaranteed to make the wrong one. And because of the relationship, he trusted me and he didn't do it. And a week later, he got a flat tire on a relatively brand new tire. But part of his coverage, because of the level of treading that was still left on the tire, said that it could be replaced for free. Now, if he would have responded out of his emotions and he would have canceled that policy just because he was mad, then when he got the flat tire, then it would have been a scene, look, the devil always busy and don't nothing ever seem to go my way, blah, 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 blah. But you did it. When you decide to own up to the fact that whatever it is that you don't have, you did it. Because you believed hocus pocus, because you decided to believe illusions. When you get to that point, you can stop the chaos. Adversity is your best friend, people. And until you come to grips with that, you cannot meet the rest of her friends called decisions, steps, accomplishments, and success. So don't go out here and start taking things that were a promise for you, that you were motivated to begin, and at the first sight of something negative happening, justifying the reason why you shouldn't pursue whatever it is you were pursuing. God will do like he did with us with the house. He'll send down his little angels. Who would have thunk that my real estate agent would have known the CEO of the company that just tried to drop us like a bad habit and stop us from getting the house? This is why I walk with a certain level of confidence, people, because my life is full of testimonies when I said I would defy the odds. I'm August, y'all. The majority of y'all that's my friends, you know me from church, you know me from high school, you know me from that. I'm regular. Because see, sometimes when we see people and they in stardom or they're in fame or they're established and they're far off, we think there must have been something special about them. I'm August, raised by my grandmama, my father's grandmother. Who are you? What's your story? Were you an orphan? Were you abandoned? Were you abused? Whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is the mindset shift. So, questions I asked in the beginning were, what do you want? Why do you want it? And why would you let anything or anyone, including yourself, get in the way and stop you from obtaining your goal? So I'm fired up, y'all. I was just ready to just go in. So I just went ahead and put that all out there. But I just spent an amazing weekend networking with amazing people who were on fire just like me. And you can imagine, I set some stuff in place. And it didn't even take for Monday to get here for chaos to start coming out. But I don't care. I don't. Stop caring. Keep your eyes on the promise. Stop focusing on the problems, because the problems will make you make the wrong decisions. So that was your motivation for today. That was your tip. In a nutshell, make adversity your best friend. Smile in her face and see that all she's doing is trying to push you and build you and get you to wherever it is you're supposed to be. So I'll be back tomorrow with my next tip. Deuces.